just a second too soon, leaves Electronic high and dry. And now, all these mid-fights getting won by the Riders. It's just some Die Young to hold down the A play, and that second man out of Palace will seal the deal on this one. Simple left up in the clutch, out through Con. Davi's got his eye on the smoke. And so Movistar pull up with an 11th. The big guns come out, and they immediately start walking the walk.
It's the ferocity, right? How quick is that round? It's 140, and they're already running up through the Con smoke. Just insane pacing to be doing that against one of the best teams in the world and getting out with the goods as well. A little scary with that Palace swing. Death was not there to trade, but Sum Young didn't expect a second player so late. And so Movistar, they don't give a what. Window Molly breaks the smoke for Simple. Gives him open season with this orb. Some Pious just dry peeking out Palace. They're very confident, but NAVI is still going to punish these little mistakes. Optimism isn't always the right move. Isn't always to your benefit. And now that's given NAVI a 5-on-4. Movistar immediately have to slow things down while their anti-bonus was nice and quick. NAVI force some respect. Orb is watching the apartments cross on B. Simple playing a position that he can, even if it's not a B play, be that rotation, be that retake, be that round winner that we know him to be. Not forcing fights. Let the stars come to you. Con split for Damage, everyone else up on the ramp on Palace. Sum Young, who found first blood, going close on the ramp. He's crossed under the smoke. Looking at the ground, trying to avoid a flash. Gotta watch out on this smoke fade though. Deaths is right there in the flash. Not avoided, full blind, so's Deaths. Not gone well for him.
Yeah, they know he's close up at the ramp, but is that going to make dealing with him any easier? Alex, that's beautiful! Wonderful spray transfer between the ramp man and the site fight. Alex has been able to cross and now looks to get that bomb down. Mopaz's falling off the top of Palace, does throw himself into a double swing, so now Alex needs to give us another big clutch again. He's getting tapped through the top of the box, and now boxed into a corner and finished off by Simple.
Mobos felt the panic there, right? That's a couple of times in this T-side of Movistar. There's a lot of solo swings where, maybe there could be a teammate trading. If he gives it 2 more seconds, he can combine that with his teammate on plant, and they can both fight towards jungle from either side of default. But yeah, it just feels the pressure, feels like maybe NAVI are going to run down that planter. They're not, and they're holding for him. Swings into his death. Movistar can't get ahead of themselves. It may feel like they've done it. It may feel like it's just on the tip of their tongue, but NAVI are here for every round, every map. Trying to take this to a third. Trying to steal those semi-finals right back for the palm of the Riders. They just want to ride into the sunlight, or sunset rather, but the day's not done.
Well, they want to go fast B in this one, right? Everyone waiting back in the apartments, full util set ready to roll out. For the Movistar Riders, smoking window. Maybe going to try have this cat component come in. They've also got a smoke for top con. NAVI, they've seen this util go out. They get paranoid about B. They see this is looking like a mid to B play, and so they've got 3 here ready to hold the line. Bit bests the back line. Davi G gone. Alex dead as well over in middle, and so this starts to come undone now for the Movistar Riders. The attempt at a mid to B, just a little too telegraphed. NAVI 1 step ahead as a result. So there we go, the rest was just a formality. 11-11, NAVI are having their second wind in this second half of play, tying it up now. Tack timeout called in for the Movistar Riders.
They're feeling the burn.
They've beaten number 5 in the world, number 6 in the world in Vitality and G2. And versus play second NAVI, getting given a bit more of a run for their money in the long game.
been the Simple v Sunpire show for so much this match, and honestly not really with the orbs, something that Simple tended not to use on Inferno, and something that at least got Sunpires back into the game on the CT side of the aforementioned map. But these head-to-heads, we've had rifles, we've had pistols, anything but. Now they're finally both in play in the same round and on the same site. Simple jumps and spots, and bit even wallbangs a player at top middle. Perfect start for Navi. A lot of these going rounds have been 5-on-4s. Simple boosted, waits for this dry peak. These dry peaks have been the way in for Navi, getting a lot of quick fights and winning every single one. Simple can completely reset position as well, keep his opponents guessing. They cross his ladder, but they will have heard that. Sunpires has not been given a single fight. He's holding on to the A-Rap. Navi are not that cocky, not yet at least. 5-on-3, they can sit back on their laurels. Here's another dry fight. Oh, bit turn, he got spotted as well. Mopoz will clear that one up. It just works out on timing alone for Movistar. But then out in mid with his nades or knife out, in fact. Electronic is able to slink back into the site, and Simple, who was just on B, has taken a ticket pick onto Alex. Well, Sunpires would love that trade. It's not offered up. And while he'll grab Electronic and has the bomb with 30 seconds, where does he go? Oh, is he gonna? Oh.
All right, dropping into mid. Hoping he really wants to be given a fight. If they gave him one in the build-up to this, he would have attempted it. Yeah. But with no peek from Navi, you're kind of just at their mercy in the 1v3. You don't have any info other than middle, so you didn't really have anything to play off of. It's not like you know you've disrupted a B hold, so there's a gap that can be found there. It's not like you know the whereabouts of Simple on that AWP. As far as you're concerned, everything's probably accounted for, and so you just write that one off. This is a big turning point now as Navi are back in the lead in this one. Been a long time since we've had them here, but here they are. Simple still lights out. Electronic very much having recovered from a ghastly start to this game. Movistar, this is now the ultimate test, right? Might have been giving it 100% this whole time, but as Navi have risen to the occasion, you've got to find it in yourself to give that extra 10% to take this one back in your favor.
Orb v the world. Not really a fair fight. Life ain't fair, as Movistar might soon realise if Navi do manage to reverse sweep this off the back of that 9-round half, 1v4 in the pistol. Oh, how quick the flip script has appeared. And Navi look to right their wrongs here on this defensive side. It's going to be an A explosion, with smokes being lined up. Could have one player throw the bulk of it. Resmoke around really want timing for it, because those teams are already lobbing theirs over the top. Con smoke, window smoke, faking out in mid-play. Now finally the AU tilt comes out. 40 seconds, Sunday Young Molly. He has his back turned to ramp. They're already right through the smoke. Simple's got to do a lot, and they've already run right by him. Flick does connect. Simple, there's many more men round that corner, and he has to be clean about it. 2 shots for Simple. Bomb will be planted, but converting it, a pipe dream.
Oh, finished off by Mopoz at range, coming through the smoke. Perfecto makes a play. Mopoz, this guy, always playing around smokes, always being a nuisance, and Bit will clear him out. The moment you see a smokes down, you do start sweating, knowing that Mopoz could be on the other side. Unable to make the hero play needed, though, in the 1v3. Position does not go unaccounted for. Perfecto and Simple very much the saviors of that round, right? Simple getting stuck in from the get-go. Perfecto not giving them any respect as he ran through that CT smoke to base. All predicated by his flash over the top of CT. NAVI well and truly back into the swing of things here. New challenge laid up for the Movistar riders in this one.
If they win the game from this point, that's just unbelievable. Like, you know, this is NAVI warmed up, raring to go.
flash in, bit set up nicely. Some Die Young doing all he can to help this under player. Death doubles on the opener. Misses the timing shot, but Perfecto is going to nail that CT man, the point man of the Movistar Riders in this round, now removed.
I love this move. Navi is setting up to retake A. Movistar Riders might even go B if the opportunity presents itself. Simple sits in a very strange position. Stranger the better here. Alex. Ooh, saw a player in the middle of the site. Navi have retaken A and the bomb's not even down. Some Pius. Simple may have gone B just in case, the insurance policy, and some Pius turns and he gets spotted as well. Simple's going to be on Cat in a couple of seconds to clean this one up, and that is a phenomenal flick to find 14 for Navi. 3 stand tall, and Navi rear their head yet again. This game isn't done, they said at halftime, and they meant it. Would have been easy to crumble after some of the speedy rounds that Movistar have shown us and stolen away from NAVI. But that's the difference between good and great. NAVI still want to play more. Oh dear.
Going back to try and take middle here. They want to do with it now that they've got this real estate? That's the big question. Electronic floating around the window. He's smoked off right now. He's just holding for a potential jump up, holding that little light to see if his vision gets blocked. He's smoke in. Electronic still just waiting patiently. Doesn't want anyone to get into the back line of Navi. He's responsible for that. Meanwhile, they're out through connector. Electronic treading water in jungle. Tension divided. Now coming in on this backstab. Timing could be good. Deaths is executed. His teammates inside of the A site start to fall. Bit brought down low by utility at the start of this round. Gonna go unchecked. Davig dead, and some Pius was getting that bomb down. Bits doubled. Now put Navi back in pole position in this one. He's just saved their bacon. Will get flushed out by the Molotov eventually, but he's done his part in the round. Perfecto and Electronic, can they stick the landing? Perfecto certainly seems to think so. Leaving it all on Mopos in this clutch. And Perfecto plays with him 15-11. Navi on map point, looking to take us the distance.
What changed, man? What changed? Navi were looking like a shell of their former selves, but now even in clutch rounds and 3-on-4s, they're pulling it back. Bit not checked. That's a real conundrum for Movistar Riders, and they keep just trying to desperately take jungle back. Navi are relentless in this position, be it Simple or Perfecto, not letting them push through. One more will do for Navi to send us to an overpass to decide that semi-finalist. They skip a whole stage match. A whole bracket. Electronic? Oh, he won't be having it. Alex runs through the smoke. He's dead. There is a trade. Perfecto, clean up Davig, full blind in the middle of mid. Some Pius dead as well. And this one is dripping dry for the Riders. Simple's even pulled the D, and he's going to knife. Remember the name. Simple's here, and Navi are going to be taking us to a third, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, that's that right. All settled on overpass. Navi with the turnaround. They've got the resilience. They're stepping up individually. Movistar gonna have to kick it up a gear if they want to head on through to these semi-finals.
With a 9-6 halfway mark, halfway scoreline in favor of Movistar, it does indeed seem like each of our teams are winning their respective map picks. We have Simple doing just simple things for the side of NAVI, and in true NAVI fashion, they managed to bring it back and win.
Yeah, it's nice to see Simple end it with a knife as well. You've pissed him off now, Movistar. You're going to have to deal with it in a third map. Yeah, this is a banging series right now. Like, we had that 1v4 out of Alex as well at the halftime. Damn, did that like build NAVI up, if anything, losing that round. I thought it would tear them down after some of the clutches that Movistar have put through today.
I'm glad you talked about it. It actually is so wild that that 1v4 is then followed up by a loss to the Force Spy, and that really wrecked this for Movistar. Like, the moment NAVI got that, not only did they get their revenge, but rounds like that really do fire you up. You know how important they are. You know how unlikely it is, and to pull up with a victory in that round just kind of re-energized everyone on NAVI, making them an entirely different beast here on Mirage. Because it's so wild to think what could have happened if they converted there. It would have been 12-6 into the first rifle. If Movistar won that, suddenly 14-6 before like the next buy comes through and things start to spiral very, very quickly out of control for NAVI. They probably never get that second win.
Sure.
So it could have been a very, very different game, and it goes to show how important it is, you know, converting those chances when they come along is.
And they've actually been really good at it. They did it both times on Inferno with both pistols. And even note that round timeline after that round, right? Because NAVI immediately break the money, and then we have we have an eco, and then we wait for Movistar to buy up against Navi's bonus. And because it's a bonus, Movistar like played a super aggressive, destructive round where they split Con at 135. They're running up Con and splitting A. They shred Navi in like 20 seconds. From that point on, they didn't win a T-side round. And I also we didn't see that pace again out of them. They played really slow defaults through and through. Navi picked them apart. Simple was super mobile with the AWP on CT side. So I actually would have liked another aggressive, speedy round out of Movistar, but it felt like the pressure somewhat got to them. If anything, Navi know that feeling, right? In the first half, they were just doing really slow B hits. It wasn't until the end of the half where they realized that, yo, if we actually just rush B and like smoke their molly and go, we're just better, we win our post plants. So yeah, it definitely took a bit too long for Movistar to work that one out. And so Navi, they again show us they are a championship level team. And despite, you know, this is a match they should win, but they were in a very difficult position. They still long it out.
You know what's really interesting for me, though, is the fact that when you take a look at the amount of kills that Navi were able to kind of garner up for themselves, the consistency, the disparity between like all of the kills on the board is way out there. Like, I mean, Young with 13 kills, and then you got Simple putting up the Simple show. Whereas you look over to the Movistar side of things, the amount of kills that they had was fairly consistent across the board as well.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it kind of echoes like the sentiment from Inferno. It's like a real team effort for Movistar, whereas right now it kind of is taking a lot from Simple to do this. It feels a bit like, you know, the days of old with Navi, where he does have to put up some incredible numbers for them to win. But I mean, if he's capable of doing that with some promising signs, because I will say, comparing Mirage to Inferno, you actually had a supporting cast for him this time. I think Perfecto was instrumental with some of the clutch rounds he offered up. Electronic went on this huge recovery arc from just like literally may as well have not even been in the server, just cooling from beyond the grave from the get-go, to suddenly being someone who could multi-kill, who could put up numbers when you needed him to. Simple, there's never really any doubt as to whether or not he can put numbers up like this. Like, that's the crazy thing about it. What is considered a good game, like a decent game from Simple, is a lot of other players' best. So, you know, like, he really is someone who you can depend on to do that. And you know, it was concerning early on, but I think now more so than in that first map, you're definitely getting those other elements from NAVI starting to find their footing,
and that,
which is very reassuring for the grand scope of the series.
Yeah, that stat had 12 sniper kills. I'd be willing to put money that they were all on the CT side, if not like 10 to 12 of them on the CT side. Like, didn't really have the AWPs in T-Half, firstly, but also, yeah. Electronics Recovery arc was sick as well because he was having trouble even on calling on T-sides. They were just doing a lot of standard B plays. He was 0-11. He ends like 15 and 20. So that's again, a sick recovery from the in-game leader of NAVI.
Well, I do indeed have a surprise for you guys. So you remember how we said that NIP were 9-1 up over Mouse? Remember how you said that Mouse are like notorious for, you know, making those comebacks?
I think I said that.
Oh,
yeah,
you both. Well, there we go.
I'll take the credit here, actually. You know, you're going to hold me down on my predictions. Yeah, damn right. They did it before. They'll do it again. They pulled it back. They made it 3. Vamaus.
Vamaus, I like it. Hashtag Vamaus at that, actually. I'm actually pretty sure that is their official.
Or really willing able. They got a couple.
Yeah, they got a few. We like. That's what we love to see. But now they're heading over into their 3rd map. This is where I'm going to ask, which of these teams do you think is going to take it? Because we've seen Mouse kind of show up when it really counts, show up when it really matters, under the pressure, even when you think they're not going to be able to do it, even when you think they're not going to be able to put up those numbers, they pull something truly amazing out of the bag.
Yeah.
I don't have a clue.
Yeah,
I haven't watched the game. I haven't seen it all tournament. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping Mouse take it, though.
It'd be cool. It'd be a really cool storyline, especially considering this team was like on the edge of like maybe roster changes, maybe new in-game leader. A lot of questions for this team, but their style in this tournament has actually been really nice.
It would also be cool to see them on like big stages, right?
Something they haven't done.
Hasn't been a thing for this squad. So there is some cool storylines there, but I think if you want like a team you know are going to deliver in that point and less of like a question mark, you'd probably want NIP to be taking it on that front. So, you know, I'm kind of happy either which way.
We'll take what we can get at this point. It is Cologne. Everyone's going to show up and put up an incredibly good fight. But coming up next, we're going to have Overpass. For me, I don't know, it's a bit of a question mark. If Movistar can show up, just maybe they could take it.
Yeah, it's hard to like look at numbers and go like, oh, based on these previous games, like Movistar should or shouldn't be able to do it because they've been breaking the odds every single time, right? Like even that Inferno win over G2, even the Inferno win over NAVI. Like this is new ground for Movistar. This is uncharted territory. It's not something we can look to and base it off of previous results. Something we've said every time is every game they've played better than the last.
All right, well, we'll be back after the break where we'll be diving into Overpass. Who's going to take this one? It's going to be Movistar or NAVI? Let us know in the chat. Let us know on socials, and we'll see you soon.
Welcome back, folks. We've got the last map here of this must-win matchup for NAVI to go through to the semi-finals. It's Movistar looking to take away Overpass, a map that's not been great for them. What's so funny, Harry?
Nothing, man. Nothing's so funny. I'm just really looking forward to seeing how Overpass goes, if I'm being honest, because I think even though NAVI pulled that back, you've got to give tremendous props to Movistar already, and I don't imagine they're going to just roll over and die in this series, right? I still think they're going to be bringing the heat on this one. I think definitely it's going to be a sick head-to-head between Simple and Some Pious here. Overpass, a map that can be dominated by a strong AWPing presence, so I really hope we get to see that kind of head-to-head go balls to the wall from the get-go. Mopoz has been a real treat to watch in this. I can't wait to see what sort of trickery he can get up to with some of the smoke walk timings and whatnot that you can find here on this map, right? It's one that Alex, as in French/English Alex, is a big fan of. So yeah, man. I think we're gonna have an absolute treat regardless of the outcome on this. NAVI, it's sick to have seen them come back to life, right? It would only give more props to the Movistar Riders if they still manage to pick up this series. It's one that you should definitely have your eyes on. So let's get into it now. NAVI with a CT side start. Movistar opening things up on this T half.
I gotta say, I think that's big. Navi's last couple of games on this map have been dominated by their CT-sided starts, and very dominant CT sides. Definitely one of the fearful factors of this game. But we saw it earlier, and FURIA, they started T and they just wrecked, man. So it's not out of the realms of possibility, but already a bit of a pace change after some explosive gameplay these last couple of hours. A creepy, crawly, sneaky, walky round into that A site. Third player rotating down, but we've still got two early warning beacons here in Simple and Bit. Simple trying to bait for his teammate, but he's already dead, and now Bit's got to bite back.
Oh, these openers all coming up in favor of the Movistar Riders. It is an explosive start to Overpass from this team. A save out of the remaining NAVI players.
What can you do?
Beautiful way for this to open up, really. You know, that's going to be nice. I think that's only going to give you that much more ground to stand on if you're Movistar, right? It would have been one thing if you come into this after having Mirage turn super sour, get the pistol round like dominantly going against you, but that's not at all what happens. It's flawless. All five still alive at the end of things. One hell of a way to get some of these early T-side rounds on the board. Now Overpass is shaken up as of late. There's many of these free B rounds that you can nab on the T side. They're so valuable. What's the call going to be for NAVI? They want to force up into this one with players saving armor. I'm assuming so.
Yeah, Simple's given a FAMAS. Just bits and bobs here. Kinder-esque is the spy. He loves a second round FAMAS for some reason, but of course, the one rifle you can get in this position. Boost up is nice, very tight angle though. Too quick with this kill. 3 strong on B for NAVI. This is moving up into A with that lurk smoke. They could be very close, and NAVI don't know. Some Diome and Bit side by side. Bit jumps. Heaven smoke on B, but not a commit with it. Just trying to play with their food, trying to see what Navi's reaction is. If there's a potential Molotov or smoke, get it out while you still can. Looking like they're throwing 2 executes on both bomb sites. NAVI don't really know where to look. They're going to rotate a 3rd man up towards that A site. Seems like that might be the right call. Oh, but bomb's going back down lower. It's so uncertain for NAVI. just going to stick to their guns. NAVI spotted, is only going to keep players here, and Mopos will late lurk long while Movistar Riders hit B with 20 seconds.
Mopos still on this lurk. The B entry getting found. Simple holds the line. This FAMA's serving him well. Tipping the scales into a 3v2 retake. Simple still very much in the picture. Oh, man! Absolutely unreal. Makes the FAMAs look good. NAVI, they find that round. And it's all Simple, baby. He's going to bring this up to 1-1 right away. He's got a score to settle with Movistar Riders.
Wow. I mean, these conversions have gotten less and less likely as the series went on. Movistar converted both on Inferno. Then it went to, you know, the NAVI winning. Sorry, no. Who saved? No, Movistar saved, sorry, second round CT side on Mirage, and then did it again in the third, and then NAVI insta-forced and won off the back of Alex's clutch and Mirage as well. Now NAVI are keeping it up. Nothing is guaranteed, not even the anti-ecos.
Oh, dude, Simple's licking his lips as well, man. Because guess what gun he just got at the end of that? He's back on his AK. If you remember how this series started, Simple didn't even don an AWP until round 14 in the CT half of Inferno. He played AK only. He made that his whole thing, always getting it dropped over. And it wasn't until they finally took an L, didn't get out of a round with an AK, that we saw the AWP come out. He's been wanting to play this all damn day.
Yeah, he was beasting and feasting on Inferno, so I'm down with it. Gonna peek long and get this freebie. NAVI with a Glock walking up. Bit has toilets again. Smoke. It's may as well be walked through by NAVI. Might wait for his teammates first. Getting closer on short bit. Still got to be careful, but he has some Young baiting from afar. Very common position to see Bit in, and he is actually overwhelmed from the back. Simple, nice stuff. Keeps it clean with 4 up for NAVI in the second. Full buy coming from Movistar Riders. They didn't keep these forced by wars going. Opted for an eco to allow for AKs.
Yeah, this is a real, you know, the reason why we keep saying is it would be so legit now if Movistar win this is because this is a real test. Thus far, you've had a lot of successes. You've been playing like you're the favorites even when you're not. Everyone's calming loads because you're all caught up in the emotions of the situation. Everyone is trying to overachieve. Well, now you've actually taken a bit of a stumble in a game that you were in the lead. You know, one where it looked like you could have made it to the finish line, and now here on Overpass, Simple is coming alive. This is where we really get this test to see if Movistar Riders have got this staying power once problems start to emerge. Beautiful openers as well. This is the first rifle for Movistar, and Simple has completely uprooted it from the get-go. 8-1. His whole team combined behind him with 5 kills thus far. He has been dominating in the early game here of Overpass.
Keep in mind though, Inferno, this same thing happened and no one else ever got time to get warmed up. No one else ever stepped up, and it all fell apart on that T side. At the same time, expecting a more dominant affair on this CTR for NAVI on this go-to map, but even so, who needs teammates when Simple's playing like this? That's a beautiful shot. He's aware of Bit on the corner as well, but with this crossfire, no one's jumping the gun. 30 seconds. Movistar want it, they have to take it by force. Simple checked. He's been seen. Mopos double peek, does flick back, but Simple and Electronic put it to rest and find a third on this CT side. 9-1 on Simple alone. And Movistar, another eco before they can get going. Bomb plants, a lot harder to get on a map like this. So might just be in that by eco territory for a while here, unless they can break through the beasts.
Yeah, I hope they're pretty. I hope they're kind of, if anything, overzealous with the pauses here, Movistar. I think it's going to be good to try and keep everyone in check. Don't start trying to ride momentum that doesn't exist anymore. This round, just Glocks. Slower they take it, the more nades they waste, and that's really the best path you have to, you know, forcing some money out of the accounts of NAVI. So a real slow burning round here for the Movistar Riders. Gonna see if these Deagles can accomplish anything. If you waste all the utility out of the NAVI squad, get like, you know, 1-2 kills here from the Deagles, that would be a good round. Simple wanting to fight, wanting to be involved, and with good reason. 12-1, by the way, to open up this one. And a 4-1 scoreline. Movistar Riders, you've poked the bear.
Yeah.
You opened the box, and he came.
What, the bear? Out of the box? Why was the bear in the box? Who knows? It wasn't happy being there,
that was
Harry.
like two different...
It wasn't happy being there. Yep. When you open Panbera's box, you find what you expect. Simple. We're going to keep counting numbers until he stops giving them to us. Some pious with an orb. Simple, not with an orb. Who needs it? As we've already discussed. And discussed is what Movistar Riders will feel if their chances at a semi-final placing are robbed by a woken up NAVI. Right now, Movistar Riders have been catching these bare hands. Simple's pause in the toilet again. Walk right by him. NAVI enters the toilet bit's got the spot. Simple knows what's coming, and that tag only makes his job a little bit easier. Simple flashes himself back in for more, but Young has support. 3 players on this top site is proving to be quite a task for Movistar, so down they dip into the depths below with no bomb. A 3-on-5 screams desperation. Do they know they've already lost it?
Ain't no victories to be found in this one, mate. Just consolation frags. Electronic holding down the B site, and that's going to send them packing, forcing the save here. A non-starter of a round for Movistar Riders. A stall right at the starting gun.
NAVI are coming. Simple's chasing through T-spawn.
Look at this guy, the Hellraiser.
Baby. His team. Yeah, you go first, Electronic. I'll trade you, don't worry. Oh, he steals it. And yes, right as the bell rings, NAVI wins 5-1. At least the orb gets out. But you called it consolation. Right now it's just conservation. Trying to keep what you can in this T-half of Movistar. They've at least got 1 round. You can't take that away from them.
Using a timeout here. Good time to do it, right? I said I want them to be very proactive with these. I think they're going to have to be. You can't ride on the successes like you have been doing. You're no longer feeling successful. It's actually starting to feel quite dire here in this swamp. Pius might have that orb, but around him it's just going to be a mishmash buy of pistols, armor, lots of utility at least, and that's something for Movistar Riders, right? Going to give them the ability to throw in a bit of fakery, perhaps try set this orb up in some meaningful way. Sure, attempting to get taken here. Mopoz also running the smoking con, as he often does, only this time he's not really reaping the reward of these fast aggro moves. Gonna catch the hands of Bit down in con, the boost being held, so if they do attempt this, Alex is a dead man.
Oh dear. Well, it's coming. Wants to re-smoke. Electronic flashes for it, but will his eyes go back on the prize that is this boost? They're really not in a hurry, are they? Oh, and now the boost is assured by that pick. Up they go. But now, no kill to be found. as Electronic is off the site. Maybe somebody walks back in. Does he fill the boots that Electronic left empty? Because Alex has picked Perfecto on the monster side. Someday Young all alone. He's going to get killed. And Movistar with pistols break their way in.
Yeah, nade from Simple could have found NAVI, but it falls a little shallow.
Oh,
nailed on that swing. 8 points of health as he fights a man who's 13-1 up until that moment there. Makes it look easy, and so that little, partial investment around the saved AWP comes up in favor of the Movistar Riders. Considering there were many a moment in that round where it looked like it could have gone the other way, they've done well to get out with that one in their back pocket. They went 4v5 down right out of spawn, and yet still emerge victorious in the end. That might put a bit more pep in their step. Squeaking around like that past NAVI doesn't happen every day, so hopefully that's going to re-energize this squad.
I like this AWP. Is this new AWP skin on Simple, Harry? You're a bit of, your skins. Simple's AWP is, I'm guessing, from the latest case. Freshest drops. Don't know that one.
Yep. That's a new one.
Alright. Umpire's holding monster, but Simple's just a little further back. Flash will wreck him here, but no one's there. No one's deep enough to take him down. The molly thrown in by his teammate keeps him standing. For now, Simple wants to force the fight with that flash. Umpire's is full white, and Simple just crosses out of the scope. Still 5 up. No matter which side. But running low on util on NAVI to stop what is going to be an inevitable B explosion. NAVI gets very deep up on A, and Simple, who is just a monster, is already on that top site. It's not scared Movistar off, though. Walk smoke on Monster. Death does come out through short and trade. Still A lurking going on. The bomb is actually going back, and NAVI have fallen for it, but Bit never left this position. He doesn't even know they're in it, but he's about to find out. Free kill, 25, and nothing worse than this for Movistar. They still have to go, but they don't have any control.
Who's coming through that smoke? Will get wrapped up on the truck. Dealt with eventually. Not an ideal plant here, but they're going to try and make it work. Actually safe from long at least. Bit not waiting around. Deaths is dealt with. Mopaz left in this one, 1v3. Wrapped up through Banana. Damage exchange. There's the bank blank coming in. Perfect timing for Someday Young. Arrives right when he needed to, and that's a 6th taken away by NAVI. Keeping full control over this one. They take a little stumble to the partial buy, but they very quickly regain control.
There's nothing worse than running a fake when you change your mind because one player on the other side of the map goes, yeah, don't worry, I have the A side, just come join me, it's completely free. And the second you commit to rotating and you leave B there, Bit gets the kill, and suddenly you're stuck in between both bomb sites without space in either, and you just have to commit into the unknown. But nice round from Bit to just buy so much time, even survives. Simple still AWPing, 14-3. So take a bit more space here. Smoke was ready for that Molotov. Might even peek behind one. Ooh, gap in the door. Simple. Hello. Pokes his head right through the hole and takes out Mopaz. He's just looking so ferocious. Would not want to be playing against this guy. No one quite like him. Little boost, of course, for the AWP. Oh, Alex didn't hit the scope. It's right below him. Oh, that was almost a check for Alex. Simple, he's got the lineups.
I mean, even the AWP, like firing off, it is enough to instill some sort of fear in you. One guy you really want to avoid is telegraphing his position out to the world right now. Movistar waiting for re-aggression. They're not going to get given it. Double up over towards Monster. 2 players here ready to play off the back of one another, and then Simple as that 3rd man to support. That timing on the swing. It's perfection from the man who made it his namesake, and I mean, it's another non-starting round for Movistar Riders. Can you feel how the essence of this game has changed over time? Movistar now playing, you know, like they are the underdogs. Everything's very uncertain. They're not getting given any respect. Everything's being very much dictated to them by NAVI. This one's really starting to suck the wind out the sails of the Movistar Riders. No longer does it feel like a team that's on this huge hot streak, emblazoned with a confidence the likes they've never had before. Instead, everything's doubtful, everything's hesitant, and they're getting shredded in the head-to-heads.
That's a difficulty at T-side overpass as well, and the worst part is NAVI aren't even playing like aggressive on A or in the toilet or deep on long or giving any way in on that top site. They're playing anchors right now. They're just playing on the A site, and so, you know, for both sides, Movistar, if they want picks, they kind of have to commit. They're not getting offered up 5-on-4s to take. Some Pius has been AWPing Monster, AWPing middle. No one's been facing him at all. Those aren't options. If Movistar want a round, they have to execute, and Navi's utility is really solid right now. It's looking worrying. AWP still remains off the save. Oh, yeah, NAVI dives through 2 Molotovs without smoking a single one. But as I said, NAVI aren't really aggressive in middle. Bit will be down in connector this time, but he's already going to poke his head up mid and take down NAVI. It was only a 1v1. The bomb is too far away to try and fight back on Pius. So NAVI, another advantage, unpunished, back to the sites. Simples is set on lock. Upgrade for Mopos is nice, but got a lot of ground to cover here in the toilets. Bits waiting in the very back of them. Although he's been in this position almost every round that they've gone top, and this time he actually has no help, no support. On an island, Bit still survives another fight. 2 kills from the young man. Simple coming in on a backstab through toilets. He's not going to be able to save him, but he might be able to trade him later on. Alex is cleared out. Man close, and Simple is here looking for more knife kills, perhaps.
Deeks out right now. It's going to be his friend in these close range fights. They've seen him, they've seen Simple, and they've dealt with the man that was flanking them. 25 seconds, Movistar, if they are going to go, it's got to be soon. This util's coming over to telegraph the push. NAVI know it's coming in now. Young fighting from the front line, and Alex is dead. The swing from Electronic might be punished. They know that Young is still here, but he'll hold the line. And with Perfecto coming in to help out, it's another round for NAVI, another one that Movistar, they had chances in, they had opportunities, but they can't take them over the line. Clean from Bit as well. It starts with him looking damn near flawless in what is a pretty dire position if you find yourself trapped in. And I love like the interplay at the end between Perfecto and Young. Just running down that last man together.
Oh, it's a fast one. I like this. This is a good pace change on a low econ round. Electronic, they're coming right through. The flash is good, but you can't stop the rock that is Electronic right now. He's come alive since the previous map or the start of it. Perfecto even chasing with a flashbang, and it's a flawless round from NAVI on the anti-eco. They've got Movistar right where they want them, and this is turning out to be what the series you would expect it to be in the 3rd map. 9-2, domination, every single site, location, however you paint it. Movistar can't break through, can't get into a good spot. Pius has gone silent. There's no heroes here. Simple not even AWPing, and he's got more than enough money. He hasn't even manhandled an AK off his teammate. He's fine with the A1S, pushing deep down on long. This is a good spot for the A1S though, right? They might not know exactly where they're getting shot from, and he is committed in the corner. Ammo is the only problem, but that's if he lives long enough to need it. They're not here to trade though. Alex alone just gets caught and don't even know about Simple. Bit stealing all the glory.
Wow.
Simple's not had to fire a bullet. And even Bit could even back up. Probably won't. Some players can try and hunt him down, but that will put him in the crosshairs of Simple.
Simple just ends up being a third wheel. Oh man, like Bit's done him in. Bit's done it all. Simple was waiting there the whole damn time to have a chance to get involved. And the glory's been taken. Perfecto's even pushing Monster. The confidence is brimming for Navi. Movistar getting pushed. They've got no idea. Because why on earth would Perfecto have hit this timing? Like, it's just unreasonable, isn't it? Mopaz brushed aside with ease, and Dests is gone as well. 10 for Navi. These rounds, each one feeling more dominant than the last.
And Bit's been a player who we've not talked about really this game. He was a non-factor on Inferno. He has really not been too, too effective today, too lethal. But in this map, he's going crazy. And it's nice to have, solid players on both sides right now. Bits anchoring A, Perfecto and Electronic down on B, never leaving. And Simple just floating between the two, going wherever the hell he wants. And some brutal results, Navi, double digits, and we're not done in this half. Movistar maybe.
Yeah, I mean, throughout this entire miracle run of the Movistar riders, that they've played like they are believing their favorites in every single one of them, and this is like a very stark contrast to that, even to how the other two maps played out in this game. I mean, Navi, they're not even giving them the respect to play like default Counter-Strike at this point in time. Everything you're trying to run if you're Movistar riders is getting disrupted. Even this round, as you tee up your smokes, you're going to get pushed by Simple through short. It's absolutely wild. They don't get into B. Ouch. They get annihilated. This one's done. 11-2. Barely breaking a sweat. It's another flawless round. That's 2 in a row now for Natus Vincere.
This is the form we wanted out of Navi, right? Maybe a bit slow to start, but strong to finish. And like we say, the end always matters more than the beginning. 5 more will do it. Semi-finals waits for Navi. And Movistar, they've got to do something here and now to even be in the conversation for this best-of-3 series. Great grenade in middle as well. Alex, half health before he's seen a player. Simple taking whatever space he deems appropriate. This round it's short. Pause, makes the jump up. Can deal with short aggression. The danger is, the issue is, it's already come through. It's a little bit late to this one. Simple climbing up though, hello. Almost ahead on offer.
Oh, he just heard the drop off.
Oh, he saw something. Oh, Simple. All right. How do you like that?
It's a Mopaz classic, coming up with the most wild way to try and deal with someone.
Can they? This is the first 5-on-4, untraded. Can they do anything with it?
Navi were AAA leaning, but they've kind of started to doubt themselves. Some die young, might get caught coming back. Bit dead in the toilets. Movistar riders on their way to a third. Electronic out of position. He dropped down into that B site. He was the man who kind of called for that triple stack to be dismantled. And he's now left in a very hostile environment here. 1 versus 5, hoping to save the AK. It doesn't matter if he saves or not. Look at the cash. When you've had this many flawless rounds, you are pretty tanky in terms of your money. But a third for Movistar is nice. 4-11 half. It's deceptively workable with the T side of Overpass, but it's more the fashion in which this game's been, coming up in favor of the NAVI squad that really doesn't make this feel super impactful yet. These are normally the rounds that you don't start to think about till you're deep within a comeback in this second half of play. And it was always going to be a grind for Movistar. There weren't any freebie rounds, not with how many Navi put together in a row.
Right now, this isn't the only domination going down. Mouse just 16-3 nip to go through to the playoffs. Unbelievable scenes. Electronic, he's going to put that AK to use all the way in middle, and he spams through. He must have seen him just in that pixel under the woodwork. Electronic, he's hiding in the walls. A nasty little parasite in the playground. They've got their backs turned. They think he left. Nothing of the sort. 2 for Electronic, and he's still got more to do, but that bomb wants nothing to do with him. Oh, Bit. Oh, Mopos just made it by Bit. Mopos? He's not turning around. He's trying to fight middle. He's just made it through. Electronics dropped the bomb eventually, and now Mopos is trying to hunt it down in a 1-on-5 for the end of the half.
Electronics aware, though, on the angle already. Can't win that fight. Mopos will flush the man out of the playground. Can't take the playground out of the man. There's that swing. And Some Die Young puts 12 on the board for NAVI, looking for a statement victory to send them to the semi-finals in this third map of Overpass. Well, the dream run into the semi-finals for Movistar Riders might be exactly that. A dream, a fantasy. NAVI with a cold, hard dose of reality come this third map. A very one-sided first half of play. If they pick up a pistol here, this one could be over quickly. Movistar fought long and hard throughout this series, but it all started to come to a bit of a head on Mirage. We saw the beast rear its head. The NAVI squad have that second win we were talking about. And now the rest could end up being nothing more than a formality here.
Yeah, they won't know till it's too late. It's just some pious on the site versus Simple. The head-to-head that begun this series. Simple not up for the task today, but the rest of his team will explode out of the long side. Some Pius picks him out of the sky with 3 and burns bright to find Movistar their pistol. Any more, that will do. Bomb loose, and Some Pius, even if you're going to go down, at least go down with an ace in the pistol against NAVI. He's looking for it, but Some Die Young, the denier of dreams, in a 1v3 of his own. Pistol picked up. P250.
P250 makes him a lot more dangerous, right? And how capable of returning this this one-shot potential the way of Movistar Riders. They don't have to face him. They're probably just going to wait till he makes contact with one of them and then all swing together. And I mean, there it is.
Case and point.
Right, Movistar Riders grab the pistol. Beautiful round for Some Pius, and you know, it's not unheard of for him to be a little quieter on those T sides and then really kick it up a notch on the CT half. He is going to have to like really hit the ground running, but if a 4K almost ace in the pistol is anything to go by, he seems to believe he's up for the job.
I'm starting to believe too, Harry, but let's see. Is it a cold day in hell? Of course, with the Deeg. I can buy next. Ooh, Conpeak. Doubled up as well, perhaps, from afar. Electronics peeking with him, not intending to get the kill, but intending to be the brunt man for Simple's shot. Although it's not gone too well, has it? Alex makes a bit of moolah in the connector. And time to cash the check. Catch these hands. Up to 5 now for Movistar with everyone up. NAVI are going to come in with a buy in the third. But up against SMGs, a FAMAS. If there was any round for NAVI to start strong and dispel the comeback, it would be here.
Yeah, where this can get weird, especially with how overpasses panned out, is like NAVI, this is probably the best chance you have to just, without it ever getting weird, really take ownership of the game and lock it in. You know, you're up against a bonus round, one of the weakest investments you're going to face. And so this is where, if they win this one, I'm not at all worried. If Movistar pick it up, suddenly, another eco round looming for NAVI, they do start to build a pretty convincing foundation for a comeback. Alex hiding in this smoke, back-to-back with Bit, and he's dealt with him. This mid aggro netting not just the opener, but with it, a bunch of information. Just one man in middle means that NAVI must be heavy elsewhere on the map. They're going to go full passive back inside of the A site, just playing within the confines of A. Does mean they're pretty reactive in terms of calling these rotations, right? They can't be too proactive in terms of moving players up from that B bomb site. But as noise is made over at short, it will pull a third man up towards A.
Electronics run right by. Some Pius is going to hear him, but maybe too late. That molly makes enough noise that he has no clue. Side of the head shot. Electronic going to take bank instead here. I think he might have been, yeah, Alex has called it.
Yeah,
so
it's deceptive in nature though, right? Because they never saw Alex over here at long. No, it's just a one and done. Some Die Young left up in this clutch in the 1v3. Wrapped through the connector. He's heard the footsteps. He knows what's up. Mopoz is here, just buying time at this point, right? He has to wide swing for the front of toilet to stop the defuse, and he's not in position to do that. So defuse held by the Movistar Riders, and even running down Some Die Young to close. The bomb plant is nice. It gives you a bit more money here if you're NAVI, but I still don't think it's enough to tempt out an investment. It would be way too limited. So probably just a partial buy. And this is that foundation of a comeback we were talking about for the Movistar Riders, right? If you're able to break apart this next investment, which shouldn't be a lot from NAVI, suddenly you're 7-12. There's a 5-round gap between you, and you're starting to believe all over again.
Yeah, we've seen what Movistar can do when they start believing. Backs up against the wall, playing like it. Nice discipline from Alex there to let that player get into the bank and then kill Simple off the plant. Simple's got the AK in this round, surrounded by very little. NAVI take mid and long. That's a very deep long smoke coming through all the way from the back from NAVI. They boost an AWP over the top of it. Some Pius still keeps the angle. It costs a man, but it's worth it if you hit the shot. That it won't. The third player even in A. Pushed up is Alex in front of the toilet where Bit spent most of his half. Oh, and you can see the light as well, but Bit's not that tall.
Gonna try and like cheese a kill around the smoke in the corner. Oh, Kesso kills for Alex, man. Doubles down, and with support from his teammates, it's all looking up in this one. Movistar Riders just Simple left to beat, and they will swing him together. The jump peak to bait his attention away, and then the closer found by Deaths. 5 rounds the difference. We get to that point where we said, like, you know, if we get to 12-7, that's where things do go a bit more up in the air. It does get a bit more uncertain for NAVI.
I like the Blade immediately calls for the timeout for that round as well. Like, going into a very important gun round. First timeout used in this game. First time NAVI have felt, you know, not invincible, we'll say. And this comeback's not a worry yet, but it can be very quickly. And so Blade wants to make sure that he can put a stop to it before problems are there for NAVI. 12-7, and a crucial gun round that can put NAVI right back on track. But some Pius with an AWP on CT overpass, need I say more? No spawn for it though, might see him head lower. Double molly out mid. NAVI will have to smoke at least one of them again. Alex lobs an A play grab, but no one made it into that second just yet. It responds to molly party, not to take any space here. Jump spots. Oh, careful. Might go back for it now. Triple monster hold, and okay, well not for long. Make that a double monster hold. Sumdai Young orders up an opener. That's the best kind of kill to get at this point. 5-on-4, untradeable for Movistar. So NAVI, if they can get some space, they can just run an egg second, try and close the round. They've got a lot of space on top side as Alex gambles deep on long. And at a certain point, the question marks of how far could NAVI be up on A will start to be drawn. Alex is going to aggress through toilets while these fights are going down at B. NAVI just keep pretending they're about to explode into that B bomb site, keeping 3 here for a while.
Oh, nice shot for some Pius. That's the B lurker dealt with, but that still leaves this whole 4-man A component in the wheelhouse of NAVI. The long timing from Bit is perfect. Shot in the back of the head is Alex. Death's trying to move in to cancel this one out. Simple AFK at the truck. He's going to get discovered and dealt with. Death's doing a lot of damage, but it's not enough to get this round over the line. Bit once more delivering in spades here on the 3rd map. Might have been a pretty quiet day from this guy individually, but here, when it really starts to matter, he's giving us the goods.
Yeah, I like that fake out of NAVI as well. They spend the whole round getting util out of that B-bomb site by dropping a Molotov here, throwing a smoke in heaven there, flashing a monster peak, and then Movistar just have to keep players down lower, even though Alex had that early info from long. NAVI were coming back into that A play. NAVI just have the numbers to do it. Trade their way out to a round off that 5-on-4 that Sumdai Young gave them. His boosts out on B short, gonna check monster with it. Shimmy on by. Don't see this. Oh no, wasted. Completely wasted. Really unlucky. Some Pius got picked in middle in the meantime. Bit has activated in this game, right? And stellar CT side anchoring that top site. And look at the gamble the Movistar feel like they have to make.
You have to.
Due to the money.
That is just 100% the reason. This is a purely monetary decision here out of Movistar Riders. It's essentially saying, like, look, if it goes B, we probably never even attempt this. We just go save. They've left NAVI here to, like, play for the info. I guess he's only sacrificing the FAMAS, but he will need a big multi-kill to ever entice Movistar Riders into this retake. And with him dying after one, you can't really justify going for this one. They are going to start to bring players down in towards this B site. If it's left to a last-minute execution, they've got double nades to go in and disrupt this bomb plant. That could be nice. Nice way to soften up these guys moving through. Unable to stop the plant, though. And still left a man down. In spite of their best efforts, every one of these kills goes traded after the first. You know that Deaths is in CT, his teammates moving up the short side. If Movistar go for this and they fall short, they're broke up against 14. They're risking a lot. They're putting it all on the line. And Perfecto nailing that shot, leaves it just on one man. Alex half the time has ticked off that bomb. He's got to go save. They attempt the retake. They get out with only one man. A 14th now arrives on the board for NAVI, and the money is broken for Movistar Riders. Yeah. That was the heartbreak round, really. That might be the straw that breaks the camel's back for this one.
I think part of it is how long NAVI took to actually execute into that bomb site, right? They kill the solo man in B, but they don't know he's the solo man, so they wait. Electronic goes back to line up a heaven smoke from T-spawn. NAVI wait for him. More flashes, and in all of this downtime, Movistar Riders think, hey, if they're not going to plant, let's at least get set up, get those nades in, like you said. And yeah, they get some good positions. They get back in pit, they get back in CT, but Bit saves that round, not just with the entry in mid, dropping the orb, but also trading that one pit player who actually made it deep in the site. Final tack timeout used by Movistar Riders to see if they can somehow hang on to this game, but it's desperate. 14-7, doubled up on NAVI. And we've not been shy of players to rely on here in this T-half either. And that's probably the most reassuring statement, given how this game began when it was just simple on Inferno and no one was up for the task. NAVI have answered the call.
Bit leading the charge. Will fall at the hands of the Deagle. Mopos so blind, so flashed, and some Die Young puts on a bit of a clinic there. There is still a man left floating around here in G, and Alex has made it up through the short side. Simple was a long way away from this B take, so he's going to try and take some room now, right? Recognizing the full kind of breadth of this rotation from the Movistar Riders. He's going to attempt to be the point man, but Alex hears the bomb. Alex hears the bomb going back. Now they've called for a rotate up into the A site. So Pius knows that they've given this up a long time ago, and with that bomb rotating so quickly, it's likely to join someone here. Simple waits on the dice box, and it's a dice roll as to whether or not he gets anything out of this. Movistar Riders don't need to commit any further than the extremities of the site. Simple's going to start coming to them. Electronics even tagged, looking to get that bomb out. Simple with his back turned is nailed by this AWP, and it's all eyes on Electronic now in the 1v2.
Oh, he's going to stick it. Nerves of steel for Electronic. Catches it, and Sunpius fakes footsteps and goes back to bank Electronic. He's set up on the truck. He knows about the flank. He's so aware. Shadow advantage, but the kill can't come through. 1 health on Alex, and he stands tall and delivers the round. Electronic realized with that fake footstep, with the player not swinging, they were baiting for someone. And that one is Alex.
Yeah, you know, I mean, well, Alex did shoot him earlier on in the round, right as he came around the long corner. So he had that info, but that was also what, like, threw Simple off massively. He turned to go and help with the long fight. That's why Pius hit that timing in the first place. Yeah, it's a bit awkward there. NAVI might have had all the info. They might have had all the ideas. But ultimately, the kind of positions gained by Movistar just too valuable. The damage done to Electronic as he crosses out along is paramount in the long run to win that 2v1. Movistar deny 15 the way of a hungry NAVI.
Who will do? And a semi-final served up. Simple. Oh, if he waited. Kills are coming around this corner, but he goes up instead to connect to Perfecto. Smoked the door that got naded off by Movistar at the start of the round. And Mopos timing's everything on this spam if he wants to go for it. Ooh, don't want to hang Davi G out to dry. Gonna hold the top stairs instead. Navi get a lot of space up con, through middle, out long. As a result, they're gonna leave Monster, two players who were holding. Electronic lining up a heaven smoke right now to fake out that B site. Good flash Perfecto out short. But two players here. It's gotta be a damn good flash.
Oh, yeah, no, Perfecto learns about it the hard way. It's also been felled over at long. That's a little bit awkward. Smoke from Simple. Can't exactly play through it. He was hoping it was going to give him a little gap, but it hasn't. Some Pius homed in on this angle already. That kill from Electronic, that makes things a little more interesting here. That's one of these short players, but with only 10 seconds left, they will just be saving. No time to change their mind. They had to commit into A, and with two there for the Movistar Riders and a man at long that they know about, they've got no choice but to hold on to these guns.
Yeah, that's how Movistar spent most of their first half, right? Just getting two picks against them and having to save their weapons. Navi got to work for this one, and again, Blade comes in with a timeout.
Dude, I mean, like, at a bare minimum here, even if Movistar still fell short, the fact that they've recovered this to a point where it is doable is so commendable on the back of a one-sided first half. Competitive throughout the entire series. Now they're trying to make this comeback happen. In a lot of ways, this might be kind of quite nice for the Movistar Riders, right? Often used to being the underdogs, playing like they have nothing to lose. Backs up against the wall. And they're coming alive. Not out of it yet. Simple at a mid-spawn. He wants to fight this early. He's taken that off, but the mollies have slowed him right down. The mid-spawn is now negated. Whatever the plan was, something a little faster there with Simple getting involved early. Now, plans have got to change.
Shot. Some Pius has got to go all the way back to the site with that. Navi have had a lot of room in this T side, right? Con cleared yet again by a solo player. Long taken. Toilet soon to be theirs, unless Alex can stop them. He's lined up so his barrel doesn't show around the corner, and his back is covered by an AWP. Sun Pius hits Electronic where it hurts. 5 on 4. He can bail, leaving Alex set up deep in divider behind the smoke. Perfecto with a pistol. I mean, this is wishful thinking on this angle.
That gives you a lot of speed on the jiggle. I'm just nervous. He goes brap brap. Oh. Yeah, Davi's like, I don't want to fight that. I don't want to fight it. Instead, I'm just going to play down in the water. Backs up and waits for them to come to him. Bit traded, some die young, struggling to gain any semblance of site control here. Simple moving in to join him. They will be given a shot at the bomb plant and a chance in the 2v4. Giving them some room, but not giving them the respect. They've chased down Simple and they follow up onto some die young. Movistar Riders launch that retake the moment the bomb is planted.
When do we get worried? I'm getting close. Navi can't close. They can't even get that 15th on the board. No comfortable positions really in this half. Just Navi putting post-part clutches that Movistar allow and then shut down very, very quickly. All these 3-on-4s, these 4-on-2s. Movistar haven't let anyone go ham in the post plants. NAVI keep buying, they keep getting plants. No reason to stop. As a result, no T-Orb. And like I said, it's not like NAVI have been constricted in this T side. They've had a lot of space. Orb doesn't want to wait forever in connector, and he was actually spotted by Perfecto, who played the pixel gap on top of the pallet. So the Orb known about has to completely change position. It goes back to the bomb site. Movistar Riders kept 3B all half long, this round no exception. Facing Monster Mopos in front of that Molotov, knowing it's more favorable to be close than far to it. Oh, good flash, but the spray is left to be desired. Simple really wants to finish the job. He knows with his lower player, it's his kill to find, and he runs out. Ruthless is Simple. He's taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, the shackles are off now, man. He is unchained, unleashed upon this B-bomb site. All starts to slow down. They've overwhelmed Death. Pius needs to put on a show, and Perfecto was ready for the refrag, ready for the trade. This might be the beginning of the end. Alex left in this clutch. The smoke landing in heaven really does signal his demise by the time he waits for that to fade. A lot of time has ticked off this bomb. His hands might be tied in this one. Into the save, NAVI onto 15. Unless Alex can do the impossible, there's one, but the trade is immediate. 5 kills away from NAVI, heading straight on through to the semi-finals of IEM Cologne.
And that's what we wanted, right? Not just because it means NAVI have a deeper tournament run, but presuming NAVI and FaZe both win their games, they will be on opposite sides of the bracket. These are the big 2 left in the tournament with all the expectations to be on the grand final. Cloud9 eliminated, ENCE gone, Nip out of here, G2 Vitality underwhelming, and NAVI and FaZe fighting for the era. Movistar Riders, it would be their first stage, at least of this size. Well, they are guaranteed it in the quarters. Feels draw dependent. And, Alex caught and a 5-on-4 for NAVI. Poised, their chance to do it, their chance to take us to the semis, close out this matchup. It's been a long haul with a slow start. NAVI here to punching the finishing blow. Jump for info. You can spam as well while you're up in the air. Sometimes you're lucky and you can get a dink off, but no one's there for NAVI. Monster Pop, that's a good spray. FAMAS puts up a double, and Mopos even aggresses into water to find Perfecto. Again, NAVI are left in one of these ugly predicaments. A 2-on-4, Simple and Bit, and a missed shot may begin the end.
Yeah, that is a huge bit of space for Bit to have created here. Simple does need to get a move on, though, if he wants to join his teammate, who right now is holding down this A site solo, throwing the bomb, planting in the smoke. They could just run him down here. It's set up for Simple to try and clutch. Bit's got full faith in his teammate, and between the two of them, they're looking to steal this round away. Rob Movistar of a chance to go to those semi-finals. Hell of a 2v4 out of Bit and Simple, and now all that's left to do is play around this bomb. They set it up for Simple to win on that AWP, and now he's gonna have to. Death's going in, sticking the defuse. Simple needs this kill, lines up the no-scope, it connects, but he doesn't realize. Knife out to close, and there it is, NAVI. What a fashion to go through to the semi-finals.
So NAVI have successfully done it. They have won out that series 2-0 versus the Movistar Riders. But if you are a Movistar Riders fan, do not fear, because they will be progressing on through to the playoffs in the quarterfinals, whereas NAVI will be progressing through to the semi-finals. Boys, that game in itself, NAVI, what an incredible performance from them. But where was the Movistar Riders that we saw from the very first map and second?
Yeah, I think I think it's less about Movistar falling off and more about NAVI rising to the occasion in this one, right? Like Movistar, they stood up tall in this series.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they flexed their muscles on Inferno, pulled a flawless CT side comeback to close that game, kept us competitive throughout Mirage as well. And yeah, okay, this one was a little more sad. But again, their CT side was something to respect. And I think they've got not only a lot of new fans in this tournament, but a lot of respect. And that's going to continue into the playoffs. Whoever draws them in their quarterfinal is going to have to do their damn homework, because this team has surprised and upset everyone they've run into for the last 8 matches. That streak is done now, though. And NAVI on a 7-match winning streak going into playoffs, they're in the form we want.
They're looking like they're on fire right now, Harry, but with a 12-3 half in favour of NAVI, we started to see like glimpses of the Movistar Riders slowly creeping on through as they close that out 16-10. What more would you have wanted to see from the side of Movistar?
It's a really, really tough question, because truthfully, it was like by the time you kind of got 6 rounds into that first half and their T-side had already been super shaky, they weren't ever really in control anymore. It was one of these situations where it's like if you let the likes of Simple feel like he can just push mid every single round and tear through you, well, it's like, how do you put a stop to that? You know, that's something that teams have been trying and failing to do for years. You're not the first to fall down to Simple entering like God mode, right? And you certainly won't be the last. It's one of these things where really, you know, on the back of getting like a first half like they did, a 3-12 first half, you were always going to be in a really bad spot. It always hinged on having a flawless CT side where you couldn't afford to make mistakes. You had to relish in every opportunity you were given, and even then, it wasn't even so much down to you. You know, there's still that chance that like in one round you might do everything right, you might make every right move, but someone like a Simple, like a Bit, who really went big in this map, is just better and is able to put on some like phenomenal, impossible opener, and suddenly that's it. You know, the round is like out of your hands. It wasn't necessarily that like you did anything wrong; they just outplayed you. So yeah, pretty brutal, honestly. But eventually, for Movistar Riders, it did kind of have to end. You know, if you just keep beating everyone as you climb up the ladder, then you would just be the best team. You know, I'm still not disappointed at all with Movistar. They pushed NAVI to their very limits. Sure, it's always going to sting. It felt like Mirage was the best chance they had to close this out. And I think that was like a real defining point. Just that idea of you had your opportunity. It was a map ago. Taking a look at the stats here, I do want to draw attention to a couple of things. Mopos, he was really good all day, I thought. You know, you kind of see as like, in terms of comparing riflers, he was very much the most active, the best in the server. I also want to look at Some Pious here, who, by his measures, this was like all right, but nowhere near as good as we've seen in every previous game. And that's the Simple effect. It really is. You know, he out-orped guys like Zai Wu. He was besting Monacy in those head-to-heads. But when you match up against the GOAT, that's where you fall down.
I even think, you know, in that last map, both Mopos and Some Pious, who were the stars of the first 2 maps, they did go quiet for their standard. Some Pious played a little bit better, but Mopos on those T sides couldn't really find any holes like he had been doing all Inferno and Mirage long. But, you know, respect to them, they put up a damn good fight.
Well, let's get some more specific stats in way of Some Pious and Simple with our US Air Force aim high head-to-head. Taking a look at these 2 players, of course, it was the Simple show throughout the duration of that entire kind of game and series, like, to be quite honest with you. But Some Pious, on the other hand, we saw him have that pop-off potential. We saw him have those glimpses of, you know, really rising to the occasion, but unfortunately wasn't quite able to pop off in that last game there.
Yeah, and don't get deluded by the sniper kill stat as well for Simple. For 2 CT sides of the 3 on this series, he played almost only AK-47 just to flex and just tear through people, which of course he did to great effect. In actually head-to-head on AWP kills, I'm looking at Simple and Sunpire's. Sunpire's won that 5-2 against Simple. That's pretty damn good. Obviously, you don't get a lot of AWPers clashing nowadays with AWPs, but at the end of the day, 5-2 is pretty good against the world's best and one of the fastest in the game.
Well, let's go on ahead and check in with FURIA and the GOAT of Counter-Strike, Simple.
3, 2, 1.
Simple and the side of NAVI have secured their spot at the semi-finals of IEM Cologne 2022. Thank you so much for your time here, Simple. Going up against Movistar Riders, a team that kind of none of us really expected it to be making this deep into the tournament. What was it like playing against them?
I enjoyed how they start to play in Valencia and they keep their good form till this tournament as well. They have a pretty decent CT setups, and I think they play really smart on CT as well. I mean on T as well. And against them, it's need to play a bit more slowly at the beginning. So I hope they will keep it up and they will show much better result in quarterfinal. It's gonna be their first game on stage, and I know they fired up team. I hope fans gonna help them to go through.
Yeah, we can definitely hear how fired up they get in the booth. I'm sure it's going to be exactly the same in the arena as well. I spoke to you at the beginning of the tournament about Electronic and his development as an in-game leader, so I just wanted to do a check-in. How do you feel he's doing?
He's doing great. Day by day, working with Blade, he's doing great, yeah. And overall, he just understands more timings. And the most important that his individual performance is still on point. And I hope he will keep the same individual skill, because sometimes it's hard for IGL to control your team and do some individual highlights.
Now, with that win, we've seen you securing an extra day of practice and preparation because you won't be playing until Saturday. So what is on the cards for the next 5 days for NAVI?
We're just going to play the maps that we last played before this tournament, because we had like 10 days of practice and few of these days was cancelled. So we will try to get our Inferno better and some other maps.
Well, congratulations once again on making it to the semi-finals. Can't wait to see you guys in the arena. Awesome.
Well, there we have it. The words of wisdom from the GOAT himself. What do you make of his words about Electronic and kind of hoping he's able to keep up his individual performance as well, continue to progress through?
No, that's true. It's the narrative we were talking about a lot in this game, right? Especially when he went quiet on the T side of Mirage. Yeah, it can really be hard to pick yourself up. Simple said day by day, and I think that's the best way of framing it. Like, again, this is a guy that's got no experience prior to this year as an in-game leader. Electronic said the other day in an interview, yeah, I did always think about wanting to be an in-game leader in the long term. So clearly he's capable for the job. And having a guy like Blade behind you when you're in-game leading a team like NAVI, you've got all the pieces, not just in terms of firepower, having some of the best riflers in the game right now, but having one of the smartest and best coaches for prepping and anti-stratting your opponent. So Electronic has all the pieces he needs to be, a world-class in-game leader inside of this team. And so, yeah, I think NAVI are in a very good spot. Should definitely be seeing them in the grand final, presuming they don't run into FaZe in the semis, and then it's up for grabs.
I'm definitely interested to see how they're going to do, particularly considering the fact that, they had kind of mentioned from the very get-go of the tournament they haven't had much prac time, They've not had the resources, facilities, whatever, available to them. But now that they have 5 days, granted it's not the most amount of time in the world, but those 5 days are definitely going to be helping them out heaps heading into semi-finals now.
Yeah, in CS, 5 days is a long time, right? With a hectic traveling schedule and everything having to line up with constant tournaments. You take 5 days boot camping online when it's not like you're at home and you're playing online matches, you're not with your team. This is the best practice you're going to get having every team in Cologne.
Well, I do have another surprise for you both. Harry, I know you're going to be particularly excited about this one. Let's get an update on how our groups are looking so far with our brackets. That's right, you're seeing that right. MOUZ have beaten NIP.
Yeah, and they did it pretty dominantly as well. So, very, very convincing kind of tournament here from MOUZ, honestly. It's 16-3 to close, but within that, when we checked in, when they were in map 2, they were 1-9 down. So they have not only this tremendous potential to